Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a quick play! Here we are playing F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. Now, this was a launch title for the Super Nintendo when it first released in the United States, also in Europe and in Japan. This right here is a demonstration of how the game looks, and as right away you can tell that this game definitely took advantage of certain pieces of hardware that are inside the Super Nintendo that a lot of games never took advantage of. That's a nice 3D type of look to it. Look at that. There was a FX chip that was designed for the Super Nintendo that specifically allowed developers to make games like this, and it actually looks pretty cool. I mean, look at that. And this is where the game starts right here. And later on they eventually released Mario Kart, which used the same exact engine as F-Zero, and you have to try not to damage your vehicle. And this game came out the first day of the Super Nintendo release, so once again, this is probably one of the most impressive launch titles available on any console. Just right away it took advantage of the hardware. It's actually pretty good. So far the Super Nintendo is having a pretty good launch release in the United States. The United States had the best launch out of all. Let's check out and see what else they had available. And right here is the next launch title that was available for the Super Nintendo, Gradius 3. Now, looks like Nintendo kind of stuck it to the competition at launch because they had quite a few decent launch titles available right away. I think about 5 to be exact, not a whole lot, but I mean, granted, just about every single game that did release is actually not that bad. Check this out. The introduction looks definitely 16-bit-ish, looks very, very nice. This came out in 91, and towards the end of 91, on the holiday season. And this game is definitely another game that really made the Super Nintendo look really nice at launch, because the introduction by itself actually looked really good. Alright, so right now we're starting the game. So if you went from playing a NES console to buying the Super Nintendo and this is bought, you might be used to going into the arcade back then and like, oh shit, now I can actually play games that almost look like they are from the arcade. But nonetheless, so far the SNES is having a really, really good launch. I mean, check this out. I just got my ass kicked. How about that? And then we have Pilot Wings for the Super Nintendo. This is definitely one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. It's definitely a fun game to play. The whole introduction title screen right there is pretty fancy looking. It's actually really nice. Very colorful looking. If you went from the NES to buying the SNES and you pop this game in, the wow factor right away on the title screen. Check this out. This is another game that took advantage of that special chip that was inside the SNES. And it gave it that 3D type of look. This game is definitely probably my favorite out of the bunch that took advantage of the chip. Very, very unique game. It's definitely really, really fun to play. And very hard at sometimes. Let's check it out. And check that out. It has almost that 3D depth to it that you don't get from a game from back then. That's actually pretty cool. It feels like you're really skydiving. If you had a really, really large projector screen back then, I'm pretty sure that you're like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. But you have to make sure that your character lands in the circles right here. In this game you have to concentrate, you have to land into that little field right there that's blinking yellow. You have to push A to open up, and then you have to try to land in the center. And if you land in the center right there, you actually get a pretty decent score. Oh yeah, there he goes. Right there! Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it! Yeah! How you like that? You son of a bitch. And then you have SimCity for the Super Nintendo. This was a launch title that released in the United States, North America, also in Canada. I want to forget you guys, and I believe in Mexico too, for Super Nintendo in North America. Look at the fancy title screen right there. That looks so damn awesome. So SimCity, here's the main menu right here. We have practice, start a new city, select a scenario, So as you can see here, there's a few different scenarios that's actually pretty interesting. We have the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. We have burn traffic 1965. We have the Tokyo monster, which is obviously Godzilla from 1961. We have Detroit crime from 1972, which unfortunately still exists now. We have the Boston nuclear meltdown from 2010. Wow. And we have, what the hell does that say? Coastal flooding from 2047. Damn, that's pretty far into the future. Now, what's pretty interesting, this is the US version of the game, but if you look at the very bottom of the screen on the left side, that's the Super Famicom logo, which is actually pretty cool. This is the original SimCity. This is not even 2000, so the graphics are very, very primitive looking. Oh, what the hell? There's a fire. Look at that guy, he's going crazy. There's a fire going on. Where the hell's that at? What the hell? There's a flood warning. Well, that's gonna help out with the fire at least. So one thing kind of outweighs the other. What the hell? I don't see no flooding going on. What the hell's going on here? What the hell was that? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. What the hell is that? A Bowser attack? Holy shit, Bowser's in the game. What the hell? I never knew that. They actually put Bowser in the game. So this actually has a little bit of an exclusive Nintendo content in the game that no other version of SimCity has, which is actually pretty cool. Look at that. It's gonna actually mess up the city. Oh shit. There's that white thug again. Thug life. Give me your money, bitch. Yeah, give me your wallet. It's going around shooting people, and now we have tornadoes. Holy shit, there's a tornado. I mean, what the hell could be next? Kiss their little trailer goodbye. Oh, there it goes. What the hell? Damn, look at that. What the hell is going on here? The whole damn city's shaking. Is this an earthquake? What the hell? Now I'm having an earthquake. This is the worst city on frickin' Earth. Look at this shit. What the hell else could happen? You have a tornado, an earthquake, and a Bowser attack happening all at once. There's no coming back from that. I'm sorry. And then there was this one game that released on the Super Nintendo day one in North America. Super Mario World. I mean, what a great game. This game was available day one. It's basically your traditional Super Mario with some enhancements to it. And one of the major enhancements to this game is Yoshi. I mean, look at that. You actually have Yoshi here. You can actually eat apples. You can actually eat enemies. Look at this. Just like that. I mean, look at that. Look at that. What the hell is that thing? It caused me to lose my Yoshi. I had to run. Get Yoshi back. Got lucky. I would say that the Super Nintendo definitely had a much better launch than the Sega Genesis. And I loved the Sega Genesis much better. But I have to give it to Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo definitely had a much better launch. Now keep in mind that by the time the Super Nintendo launched at the end of '91 in North America, there was also plenty of Sega Genesis games already out. Sega released their console first, everybody knows that. But Sega basically beat the Super Nintendo to the punch by releasing Sonic the Hedgehog a couple of months before the Super Nintendo released. And they marketed the hell out of that game. And it was very, very successful. There's all kinds of Sonic the Hedgehog games that came out after that. So Sega thought ahead, and they definitely strongly marketed the Sonic the Hedgehog, and it came out a few months before the Super Nintendo even released. So by the time that Super Nintendo came out, there was already plenty of really good games available on the Genesis.
Quick Play!